Hello, everybody. So I'm sad to say this, but I'm going to stop with all the other what ifs because I'm just gonna be focusing on one and get up to canon and then go to the next. So, and I will do redos of my last ones because I accidentally made Deku too OP in all of them, and I'm gonna have to work on that without making my MC more OP. Now this is going to be what if Deku was a um, archangel, or he was a descendant of the gods, basically. If you guys have seen, um, is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? Um, he's going to be the son of Zeus and um, Hephaistos. So, with that being said, let's get right into the video. So we started off this what if with a young boy being born in the heavens, and Zeus and Hephaestus start talking, and they're like, yo, he should be living with amongst the humans, or not our race, because he should live amongst them so that he can, we'll watch over him, but we need to send him down to the humans so he can save everyone from themselves. So Hephaestus and Zeus agree that they would send him down to Earth. This is what the clothes is what Izuku looks like. I'll show you what he looks like in the face, but in a second. But so they sent him down. They gave him all of their power, but enough to where they could stay alive and watch over him. But they put their bodies inside of him. And they can see him, watch over him, and he can see them, but nobody else can. And it's kind of like Kurama and Naruto, except Naruto can see. I mean, not Naruto, except Deku can see them. Now, his name is going to be Izuku still, because I don't feel like changing his name. I don't feel like having to deal with that. Anyways, so Deku, he is born, and we'll say he was birthed out of, well, we'll say, yeah, he was born, but the mother died, we'll say. Not Hephaestus, I mean, he was brought down to Earth, and then at birth, the mother died. And we'll say that the mother was, one second guys, I'll bring it back. Sorry guys, back to what I was saying. So we'll say that it was, Inko. She was blessed with, Deku, but sadly, in order for Deku to live up to his full potential, the Zeus and Hephaestus had to kill her, and they weren't happy about it because they wanted Deku to live a normal life amongst the humans with parents. So they were sad that they had to do it. And you're probably thinking, then why did they have to do it? Well, they had to do it just because if they didn't, Deku wouldn't be really good. You know, he wouldn't be a good hero, and they want him to be a hero, or they want him to be a villain. It's really just what he chooses. But of course, this is not a villain Deku AU. This is a hero Deku canon. One second, guys. I'll be right back. I'm gonna find a different picture. This is what Deku looks like. Right now. Well, not right now. He just looks like a younger version of this. Not he doesn't have the long hair, but he has the white cloak and black shirt. We'll say he was born, and I'm doing a time skip to when he was 4. Um, he was adopted by a hero family. Um, we'll say it was. I'm going to have to say it was. 1 second. Let me think about this really quickly. Also, this is what Hestia looks like. I'll explain her powers in a second. Here's what Zeus looks like, by the way. And this is what Zeus looks like, or Deku's dad. And, yeah. And I'm gonna make up his powers as I go along, but, to tell you, right off the bat, the obvious two is, well, there's 4. 2 of Zeus's and 2 of Hephaistos'. In Hephaestus, it's the Forge of Fire, which is hotter than anything at all. Like, anything. Like, super hot in attack mode, that is, of course. When in attack mode, it's hotter than the core of the sun. And it can also be used to heal injuries in anybody. And that's whenever it's in heal mode, not in attack mode, of course. Her other ability is blacksmithing. She can make magical weapons. He and she can make powerful weapons. And there's going to be 6 abilities, 3 for Hephaestus. I want to put this in. So she couldn't control her powers when she was first making the first, we'll say, first 6 weapons. So they can literally destroy anything. The first one, it's going to be a bow and arrow. It's going to be a fire one. So basically, as soon as the arrow hits it, it ignites into white flames. The second weapon is a void spear. So basically, it hits something, black hole. Gone. Everything is gone. The third weapon, it is a shield. It's pretty self-explanatory, except if it always bounces back to you. So it is the shield of loyalty. So he can throw it, and it's called the shield of loyalty. But if it hits somebody, it will start suffocating them. Yeah, so the shield of air. And it's called, actually, nah. It just hits people and goes back to them, and blocks, obviously. So no matter what, he can call the shield, and bam, it's over. That's the third weapon. The fourth, it is the fourth and fifth. They're both mixed, except not at the same time. It's dual wielding katanas. One of them is water. The other one is magma. Okay, so that's 5 of them, and 6, the most powerful weapon of them all. It's called ground, and it is a dagger. So basically, if he hits the ground, or if he hits something, if he hits the ground, it creates a wall. But if it hits somebody, it sends them flying back and makes a giant crater going down to the core of the earth, exploding it. I'm joking, but it does make a huge crater and sends him down like almost like through the crust, like in the second area. I think that's called the mantle or something. I don't know. So that's what happens. And that's the 6 holy weapons of Hephaestus. That's going to be his 6 abilities. Zeus, on his Zeus side, it's going to be lightning, obviously. flight, and one more thing. 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, I know what the third ability is. It's going to be rain and thunderstorms and stuff like that. So weather. That really sums up Zeus' side of it. That's going to be his 6 abilities. There's going to be more in the future, but that's going to be the 6 I can think of right now. I won't give them all to him right off the bat. I'm going to give him Hephaistos' foraging and Zeus's flight, because those aren't that OP yet. So Deku, and I don't know if I mentioned this already, but Deku, he was adopted by Mirko and Midnight. And yes, they are married in this What If. So, next, we time skip Deku's 4 right now. He has foraging and flight. Everybody thinks it's a quirk, and it is. We'll say they gave him one joint to show people that they think that it's a quirk, but it's genuinely just the fact that he was born with gods. And we'll say, goddesses, like, and is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? They do live with, among the humans, and they know it. But Zeus and Hephaistos don't. Because they be getting busy up in heaven. I'm just kidding. But, like, being seriously, though, oh, I can't stop thinking about that now. Bakugo, he doesn't have that huge ego and bully-tastic personality, because I just don't like that. Indri, he's going to be nice in this. Todoroki, we'll say that. Aizawa and Midnight, they're brother and sister. And that's just for plot reasons. For some reason, not for some reason, I'm gonna do that. We'll say Aizawa, he still has a quirk, of course, but, like, he picks up Izuku every now and then, because Mirko and Midnight are off working, so, and Deku's like, hey, Uncle Aizawa, can you train me? Because we'll say Deku, he does not know of his true heritage, and nobody does actually, whatever. So, back to what I was saying, sorry guys, we'll say Deku, time skipped, he's like, we'll say he's in 6th grade, American standards, I mean, of course, I don't know what that would be for, I don't know what that would be in Japan, but we'll say it's the start of 6th grade. I think I was 11? Yeah, 12? Well, I guess. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 12 or 11. It's probably 11. Fact check. It's probably 12, but fact check that. So I'm gonna say he's 12. The start of middle school. He still hasn't unlocked any abilities from his parents, other than the blacksmithing and flight. He started noticing that he can emit a little bit of electricity and flames, but he doesn't really think anything of it. So Deku, he trained it, and we'll say that he can use the Forge of Fire, and he can throw lightning bolts. But, like, the lightning bolts aren't as OP as Zeus's yet, and his Forge of Fire can only heal; it can't attack yet, of course. So that happens, and then Deku's like, oh, sweet, I can heal people. And I can throw lightning bolts at 12. but I mean, it's not really a lightning bolt. It's more of just like a little bit of electricity. So, but he can still throw lightning bolts. Don't get me wrong, he can throw lightning bolts. And he's never tried to unlock any other abilities except for those four. Yeah, four. But he will unlock weather and the weapons whenever he's about. Maybe we'll say a bit. Let me think. We'll say after the US trade, he wanted to become stronger. But anywho, Deku. 1 second. Okay, guys, I'm back. As I was saying though, Deku, he's 12, he has all that abilities. Another time, we'll say Bakugo, he challenged him to a friendly, well, no, we'll say he asked Deku to go to the arcade with him, and Deku's like, oh, okay, but, so they go to the arcade, they play around for the rest of the day. Deku, he goes home, and Mirko, and we'll say Deku's a pretty good cook in this, because Midnight's a really good cook. She was a professional chef before a hero, we'll say. So Deku, he's really good at cooking, but, so, we'll say Midnight's like, oh, welcome home, blah, 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 like all that. So, another time skip, Deku, it's now it's the final day of the final year of middle school. Yeah, yeah. We'll say, actually, it's the second, it's almost the final day. I keep cutting myself. On accident, of course, guys, don't strike me. So, yeah, it's the second to last day. Bakugo's like, hey, Izuku. Wait, let me find out what, Bakugo would call him. Okay, so he calls Deku or Izuku Phoenix. So it's like, yo, Phoenix, and Deku's like, oh, yo, what's up, Katsuki? Because Deku, he doesn't come up with Katron. He's like, oh, what's up, Katsuki? Actually, okay, Deku, he calls Bakugo Vulcan. So actually, because it's the explosions god, I looked it up. Don't worry. So Izuku, I can't speak. Baku's like, yo, Phoenix, and Deku's like, oh, well, yo, what's up, Vulcan? And nah, actually, I don't want that to be his nickname. But Bakugo's like, yo, what's up, Phoenix? And Deku's like, oh, yo, what's up, Katsuki? And Bakugo's like, you want to go train with me or go to the arcade or something? And Deku's like, nah, I'm good, man. I gotta get home. Like, I gotta do something. And Baku's like, oh, okay, word. Well, see you tomorrow. And Deku's like, oh, okay, see you, Katsuki, and leaves. Deku, he's taking a little shortcut home, so he gets attacked by the sludge villain, but he's like, can you not? And because we'll say he has, the attack, fire, and, his lightning bolts better, like, good, you know? And he's like, can you not? And then burns the sludge villain alive, and he's like, ooh. So he puts the sludge villain in a bottle before All Might gets there. And we'll say he could sense All Might, and he's like, oh, okay. And then caps off the lid and is like, caught the sludge villain for you, All Might. Also, make sure it doesn't drop with air pressure. And sets it beside the sewer. And he's like, huh, okay. And leaves with the sludge villain to go to the police station, and they take it and Bakugo, there was never a second attack. Deku, whenever he got home, he was like, "Yo, what's up, moms? I'm gonna cook and go to bed. Is that fine with you guys?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure." And so he cooks for everyone. And we'll say he cooks rice balls. So they eat them, and they're like, "Wow, this is so good, Izuku." And he's like, "Thanks. I learned from memory." Or he said, "I learned from mom." And Marco's like, "Yes, you did. Yes, you did." And says that kind of, I'm not even gonna say it because I don't want to. So he eats and he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna go to bed early." And they're like, "Okay." He goes to bed, and the next day, we'll say he wakes up actually pretty early. He cooks breakfast and for himself and his parents, and is like, "Okay, I'm gonna leave this on the table." And he packs himself a lunch and his parents a lunch as well, and leaves. And now, you have to keep in mind, Deku, he is 14. Actually, I'm gonna make UA a college. So, we'll say it's the final year of high school. So, we time skip to final year of high school, not middle school. Um, and Deku's like, "Oh, okay." And so, he's 18, exactly, whenever he's gonna go to UA. We'll say Deku, the teacher's like, I got some job assignments thing. Who am I kidding?" And throws the papers up there. "I know you all want to be heroes." And, oh, it looks like we have 2 people going to UA. No, and Bakugo stands up, does his little speech. But instead of just saying him, he's like, "Don't lump me and Izuku in with the rest of these people." Now, he still has his ego and stuff, but he doesn't bully, he just teases, you know? And Deku's like, "Dang's right. It's great." And Hoklaf laughs at this, but he doesn't say the whole sidekick thing. He's like, "Don't lump me and Deku in with the rest of these people. We're going to UA, and we're gonna get in and make the school proud." And then points to the teacher. He hits his chest twice and is like, "Sasag." I'm just kidding. I feel like that would get demonetized. But it's like, respect. Like that, you know? And Deku's is like, he tries to hold in his laughter. And so does the whole class, but they all fail. Except for, yeah. So, the teacher's like, yada, yada, yada. 10 months before UA, blah, 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 blah. So Deku, and I know what I'm gonna do the ship with, but I ain't telling any of y'all yet, because actually, I don't know what the ship is going to be, or do I? Huh. One second, let me think on this, guys. Okay, so I thought about it, and I know what the ship is going to be. It's going to be Deku x Fuyumi. Except Fuyumi is going to have a half and half quirk like Todoroki. But she's going to focus more on fire, whereas Todoroki is going to focus more on ice. Okay? Also, it's going to be... Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. Never mind. I'm just going to do Fuyumi. So, and I'm coming up with that because of the forge fire. I'm going to give her the fire and Todoroki the ice. So, and we'll say they're twins in this. So, yeah. One second, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, so the 10 months are over. Fuyumi, Todoroki took the recommended. Deku, he walks to UA, goes to the practical, and Deku, he's smart. Like, he's being the descendant of 2 gods. he's gonna be smart. So he aced the exam, destroying. He like even corrected Nezu like on every single question. Um, and everybody saw him finish early and him walk out, and so everybody thought he must have quit. And Bakugo was like, "What? Why did he quit?" And Deku's like, "Oh, by the way, I didn't quit. I just finished." And Bakugo's like, Okay, so Deku, he walks to the place. Actually, no, I'm gonna say he waited, so scratch that last part about him walking away. He waited, Mikey explains to the third one, Ida does, he says what he says in canon, except whenever it gets to Izuku, Deku's like, he's like, and you with the white hair, you're distracting me a lot, blah, 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 blah. And the reason why, Deku was distracting him was because, we'll say Deku, he was trying to do something, but, like, and that was, involving his power, which was, he was making a little sparks with, his lightning, and Deku's like, oh, sorry, I didn't know I was distracting you, and we'll say it's Finn Ida in this, so she blushes at this and is like, oh, sorry, I didn't know I was distracting you, but, apologies, also, Present Mike, he wasn't done explaining, so if you probably just sat down, he'll probably finish it. And she's like, okay, and sits down. So Deku, he sits down and says, sorry, Present Mike, please continue. Present Mike explains, blah, blah, blah. Deku, he's the front of the line, and Ida tries talking to him, but Mike's like, go, before Ida gets a chance, and Deku, he's like, oh, okay. And he flies, and he's like, great forge of fire! Only destroy the robots, because he can do that. He can lock on specific targets to destroy. So he destroyed every single robot. And they sent out the zero pointer. He destroys it. So, and we'll say that there was just some random girl trapped in the rubble, and he destroys it. So he got we'll say he got 1,270 villain villain points, and 30 hero points. I said he got 1,270. He got 30 hero points. So, yeah. Deku, he got a total of 2,000. I'll say, no, he got, he got 1,970, and he got 30 hero points, which added to it, so 20. Yep, 2,000. He got first, and, sorry if this was short, guys. I think this is going to be pretty long. I don't know how long it's going to be, because I still have to edit it, and it doesn't show how long it's going to be. But thank you all so much for watching. Have an amazing day, and next episode I will do the quirk thing, and I'll do the hero versus villains in order this time, and the USJ, and that'll be it for that, and then USJ sports, actually just sports festival, intern, the forest of death. Oh no, it's just the forest, and then the dorms, and then the provisional hero license exam, and then night eye, and then overall, and then after that, well, I was just saying out loud the arts and stuff. But thank you all so much for watching, and I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for everything, all the support. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.